Hello everyone, my name is Sam, and welcome to Inklings, a show where I let my creativity flow freely onto the page as I draw comics, concept art, sketches, and more, where I try to let go of all my limiting thoughts and just allow myself to get lost in these moments of creation. In this, the first episode of my new art show, I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce you to a method of drawing you'll see me make use of extensively in almost every episode down the line. Some of you may be familiar with such names as Jack Kirby, Mobius, or Kim Jung-gi, whom I looked to for inspiration when giving shape to this method of spontaneous ideation. Now, I know it's a bit of a mouthful, but just stick with me here. The concept of meditative or automatic drawing has been around for a while. It is in no way new. In practicing it, you let go of all thought while drawing and just let it flow. It's very zen, very calming, as the name would suggest. Practicing this approach really helped get me through this past nightmare of a year. By removing all expectations of what your drawing might look like in the end, and instead just focus on the process itself, you allow your mind to relax and work in different ways than it normally would. By taking away that unnecessary pressure you likely put on yourself, you create an environment much more conducive to authentic expression and true originality. In this meditative state, you can essentially just sit back and watch yourself draw. It's easy to get sucked into the zone, into a flow state, and just go with it, entertaining yourself and flexing your creative muscles a little. It's nice. You should try it. Even if you don't consider yourself an artist, that doesn't matter. All humans are creative by nature. It's how we got this far as a species. But I digress. It is at this point where my method comes into play, by taking automatic drawing one step further and consciously embracing the unconscious. When you draw meditatively, just like other forms of meditation, you shouldn't be thinking, at least not in the normal sense. Like true meditation, you have to let your mind be free to wander, but then come back to your breathing, or mantra, or whatever. Only, in this case, your thoughts come back to drawing. By towing the line between conscious and unconscious drawing, you gain the ability to step in every once in a while, to provide a gentle nudge in whatever direction you think could be interesting, or fun, or cool, and then stepping back again. And you can do this as much or as little as you want. It's your drawing, after all. This manipulation of consciousness within meditative drawing allows you to give clearer shape to the infinite ideas swirling around in your head. And they are there. This method of drawing unlocks another level of creativity within you. It opens the door to the abnormal, the unconsidered, the peculiar, and the unearthly. Embracing this method allows you to create truly original ideas, one after another. And with a bit of practice, it becomes almost effortless. The ideas can't pour out of you fast enough. Of course, they aren't all going to be winners. Hardly any, probably. but that's not what it's about. The quality of these new ideas aren't the focus here. Not at first, anyways. The most important skill you build through drawing this way is originality. The creation of new ideas. The ability to reach into your subconscious mind and pull out something entirely new and without hesitation. Do this over and over and over again, and it becomes second nature. As I said at the beginning, spontaneous ideation. Now, I've been told, like every other artist out there, that your first idea is not the one you should probably go with, because you need to iterate and create dozens of thumbnails and sketches to figure out the best option. It's just how you develop ideas into better ones that are worthy of finishing. It's completely normal. But this is where the spontaneous part comes in. By just immediately starting something every time, countless times, you start to develop better first ideas. By practicing this method, you build your skill at being spontaneously creative. I call this method Untethered. Because when you embrace this style, that's what you become for a time. Untethered from all those preconceived notions of what art should look like. I'm talking about things like anatomy, perspective, composition, figure drawing, color. The list goes on and on and on. All these fundamental aspects of art that, to a beginner, can be very intimidating, and the weight of those expectations overwhelming, pulling you down into a black abyss of creative despair. I've been there. We've all been there. Every artist out there was once a beginner comparing themselves to the pros. Picasso once said that every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once they grow up. So the point I'm trying to make here is that by letting go of that self-imposed pressure and just doodling away without a care in the world helps immensely with your ability to learn and become better at art. Because when you embrace this childlike openness and willingness to just create whatever you happen to create, then that calm, relaxing bliss that is ever present in this state of mind can begin to bleed over into countless other areas of your life. By practicing this approach to enhancing your creativity, you also, over time, become less judgmental, less inhibited in your particular creative process. You can begin to improve your fundamentals without the harsh judgment of your inner critic. And soon those new skills will compound on each other as you begin to pull more and more of those foundational skills into your untethered drawings. The things you create begin to look more and more solid, more believable, more real. And this again feeds into your ability to create things in general. Better first ideas means having a more streamlined process. Every time you start a new piece, you start it one step closer to its finality. You develop more creative solutions than you previously would have. Your confidence goes up, affecting your line quality, your shapes, your posing, your composition, whatever aspect of art you want to improve upon. You can. Your range of possibility grows with each foray into your imagination. Begin to create this positive feedback loop that serves to grow your skills and confidence in every aspect of your art. Learn to embrace mistakes and imperfection, because that stuff happens. Learn how to use them. Teach yourself how to turn mistakes into happy accidents, to turn imperfection into uniqueness. And this is the power of untethered drawing. But before you can get to that point, you need to first embrace that childlike approach to drawing and to life. Allow yourself to be a child again and just have fun with it. Adulthood is hard, and our society has a way of wearing you down, stripping away your uniqueness and your authentic self as it looks for a way to insert you into the industrial machine. Like too many others, your creative spirit has likely been stifled to some extent ever since you were a child. It's extremely common. I do think times are a bit better now, but it is still very much a widespread thing. Too many people don't even consider themselves creative, and they tell themselves that all the time, because somehow they learned that very false lesson in their youth. Directly or indirectly, it doesn't matter. The system is insidious by design. Now, if this never happened to you, then that truly makes me happy. It means change is beginning to spread. But if you feel like you might fall into this category, because I believe most people do to some extent, then fear not. You are not alone. And there are many ways out. We can't turn back time and try to fix things in the past. All we can do is set our sights on the future and work our way there as best we can through the present. So, if you made it this far, then I thank you wholeheartedly. I truly appreciate you taking the time to listen to my words. I'll see you all again very soon. Thank you, and take care.